Good morning, internet people. It's been an interesting few days. I just uploaded a video today that I did yesterday about caring for an elderly neighbor. Today's video is going to be about invisible illnesses and ignorant people stating, well, you look fine. You don't look sick. I would like somebody to tell me what a sick person looks like. Now, I understand people after years of being ill, years of not being able to work from their illness, of whatever it may be, they start to look like shit. But people don't get sick and then wake up the next fucking day and they look like shit. Or they're disfigured. Or they're gaunt from the cancer eating them alive. They don't just wake up the next day. I've had two people this week tell me I don't look sick. So please tell me what someone that gets sick looks like. They must just wake up and miraculously be disfigured or maimed or emaciated, or their skin is gray, or their eyes are yellow, the whites of their eye. I mean, what? I just don't get people. I don't understand. It really makes me want to just pull away from this elderly person, but it's not fair to him because of ignorant people out there who are uneducated and live in their own little perfect world, being able to go to a job for 30 years or whatever, being able to drive 1,000 miles or whatever. You know, I just don't understand the ignorance in people. Now, I've said some stupid things in my life. I will admit that. And this has been very aggravating the last 8 years, being, not able to work full time. I do little things here and there, $20. $20. I don't make much money here and there. My husband supports me. My elderly mother supports me. My medications alone, one of them's $100 a month just so I can eat. The other ones are pain management, antidepressant, Xanax, the side effects internally are just devastating, but I need a quality of life. I mean, do I need to carry around a doctor's note with me and all my medications that I take so I can show people? Look, they don't give these painkillers. They don't give these, pills to keep your pancreas producing enzymes to get. They don't give you this antidepressant. They don't give you this because you're healthy, bitch. I just don't. What's the matter with people? Snap out of your little world and look at people around you. I was like an ADD tweaker all my life, working 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day, cutting hair. Then I'd go work on my house underneath it after I worked. I'd drive up to the mountains and go camping. I'd drive all over the place. I would do all kinds of stuff in a 24-hour period. Now I'm lucky in a month if I can do an eighth of that, a 16th of that. I just don't get people. This is why I don't deal with the outside world. This is why I have shut myself in my own little world. I just don't. If I could have my mother here on my property, I wouldn't leave it at all. David does all the shopping because I can't stand running into people. And it would just wear me out. When am I supposed to do stuff around the house? It's like and I shouldn't have to justify myself to anybody anyways. It's your job to take care of your elderly parent. It's not my job, the neighbor. It's not the other job of the other neighbor that's helping to take care of their father. But here I am. But that's okay, because this week I will do what I can. And then next week, if they haven't stepped up to the plate, guess who's calling Adult Protective Services? Here I am. I've been planning for my mother all these years. She doesn't. She doesn't care. She doesn't look to the future of what's going to happen to her, where's she going to go, what's she going to do. Here I had to sell my house in Hanford to move closer so I could at least see her every day, because I can't drive every day. So now I can go 4 blocks, even if I shouldn't be driving. I can go 4 blocks. My chances of running somebody over or hitting something between then are a lot slimmer than driving 20 miles. So I've lessened my chances of killing somebody on the road. 9 times out of 10, I don't drive. David will drive me, so I'm okay in the mornings, but in the, mid to early afternoon, I can't even put 2 and 2 together. Then yesterday they're laughing at me because I said, well, his appointment's at 2:30 a.m. And then they kept correct. What do you mean 2:30 a.m.? Bitch, you know what I'm talking about. Nobody has appointments at 2:30 a.m. But then they're laughing about it. I wanted to fucking stab them. I'm like, I don't get people. I really don't. People really need to check themselves. But it's not going to happen. Stupid is rampant. Kind of like the idiots that threw a bunch of limbs over from one of the condos. Like, I'm not going to fucking notice that. So here I have to stress about it because we put it back over. We donated it back. I mean, it's really bad. I wish I could get 100 acres in the middle of fucking nowhere, so I don't have to deal with nobody. I just sit there and enjoy the rest of my little life that I'm going to have. I mean, this man that I'm helping is 90 years old. I'm not going to ever see 90. I'll be lucky if I see the next 20 years with the rate I'm going. But I look fine. You know, maybe if I took a knife to my face and scarred it all up, they'd have a little more sympathy, but I doubt it. I doubt it, because oh, what's wrong with him? Maybe they'd stay away. I'd never do that, but I remember pushing my paraplegic friend through a Pink concert in a wheelchair. You wouldn't believe how many people. I would say 1% moved out of our way. And mind you, it's a crowd. There's no right or wrong way to go through a crowd in the lobby. And I mean, I really think there should have been like electric push bars on that, so that way it'd zap people to get the fuck out of the way. People are so oblivious. So oblivious. To someone in a wheelchair who is obviously disabled. But she works a good job. You know, I remember in the first year of my problem, I called her up and I was in tears. I was like, girl, I just can't. She goes, Eric, you can't do half of what I do. She goes, I have energy. She goes, yeah, I'm in a wheelchair, but she goes, in a way, you're disabled more than I am. It's different. Of course, I can move around, but I can't do it for hours and hours and hours without severe consequences and heavy medications. She says, I'm not like that. She goes, I can move around and get around. And, now she's in an electric chair, so she's even more mobile. For years she wasn't. I commended her for pushing her ass all over the place and wheeling. And, it kept her from getting in that electric chair, longer and longer. And that helped me a lot to talk to her. She teaches a disability class at Fresno State. She's amazing. I should call her again. Everybody's telling me to call support services, but for my elderly neighbor, we'll see what next week brings. His son is off work for 3 weeks for torn rotator cuff. I said, you don't have to lift him. You just have to be here to be in a liaison. He doesn't want to. And then I talked to his sister, and he says he can't afford it. So send him $500 for a train, plane, car. You know, I just don't understand it. I don't get it. Thank God for David and helping me with Mom on the days I can't. I mean, I cook for her. She doesn't cook. She heats things up, but, you know, she's having problems already leaving the stove on, which I do. I do these things, but I have someone at home with me. He watches me because I leave shit on. I forget what I'm doing. I'm like, my brain is fried. You know, fatigue, chronic fatigue, I would say through all the pain. You know, I've worked through pain all my life. I've been in pain all my life. Blah, 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 blah. I have a high pain tolerance. The chronic fatigue is probably the worst, along with the brain fog. You know, if I didn't have that fatigue, and I take modafinil, they're uppers. They hardly do shit. And I'm on half the dose. He wanted to up it again, and I said, but... So I take 400 milligrams, but the body doesn't follow the brain. Okay, the brain is awake, but then I can't still do shit because the body's numb, the body's hurting, the fingers, I drop shit, I burn myself. I cut myself yesterday. I didn't even know until I saw the blood. And it's fairly deep. I should have felt it. That's the rheumatoid and the fibro. I mean, it's nuts. Nuts. There's all these studies on these invisible diseases, these, diseases and syndromes and sicknesses that people can't see, or there's not a proper test for. I mean, the rheumatoid I test for, and not to mention the cancer I have in my blood waiting to activate that they found. That's a ticking time bomb. I mean... But again, I shouldn't have to carry around a document stating... I just don't... I wish people that are this stupid would stop breeding, is what I wish. Because they're just breeding more stupid people. How about that one? Isn't that along the lines of, well, you don't look sick? Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm just being hateful, but... And you know what? I love vengeance. I love it. I could tiptoe through vengeance and just pluck here, pluck there, but I'm trying to be a better person. It's fucking difficult. I mean, I'm spiteful, I'm vindictive, I just... In the last few years, I've tried not to be... I have a wicked tongue. I said a few comments yesterday in front of them, and Sarah was like, I said, "Oh, Sarah, you don't even know how I want to unleash on these people." I mean, I told the niece something, and I told the daughter something, but I'm holding back. I just don't. She keeps telling me, "Yeah, I'm in the hospital. I'm in the hospital. I'm in the hospital." Yeah, bitch, we know you're in the hospital. And you can't just leave your father alone. Well, he was fine last week. You're 90 fucking years old. They can turn on a dime. You know what? I was real ugly. And I feel bad for saying it, but I told the niece, I said, I should have left him. He'd have been dead. I should have left him. They'd have found his corpse. But see, in my own good conscience, I kept looking over there going, the truck hasn't moved, that hasn't moved, If I went and checked on him, because ain't nobody else going to do it. She hadn't brought her mom in months. I don't know what she said, how long it had been, because, it's too difficult. Her mom's almost 100, and she gets around better than Sam does. Now, her mind is not all there. And then the niece was telling me, well, I'm 80 years old, and I'm looking at her driving this great big old F-250 truck, $80,000 truck. You can't get around? They just got back from the coast, being at the coast a week, and I told her son, I said, you need to have your aunt come back, your mom come back. I said, this isn't my job. So she came back early, and I God bless her, because I can't, it's not the neighbor's place to take care of your family. It's not. Lord help me. And there are a lot of elderly people that are like this and in squalor. And he's not. His house is clean. It's tidy. And I'm trying to pull back a little because his fridge has a lot of rotten food. You know, he doesn't eat any of it. I think it was there from when Kevin was there. Oh, I should go take pictures. But the house is clean. And his bedding I just had to wash, flip the mattress, put baking soda on the pee spots, I just was so concerned when I saw those pills. I'm getting off topic here again, like I do. Squirrel! Anyways, I'm signing off. This is kind of a little negative rant. My next video, I'll do a little positive sewing thing or something. I've got to get back to sewing and just concentrating on Mom. And my husband. Oh, my husband. I have a husband, by the way. Somewhere. Poor guy. I don't even know why he sticks around half the time. I'm like, Jesus, poor guy. I only have so much energy, and it's like he gets neglected a lot. He's a saint. So, signing off, people, on this negative rant. Take care of your family. I know some of them are difficult, but you know what? There are drugs for that. There are drugs that make people nice. When I take my anti-bitch pill, I become a very nice person. And I'm not bitchy, and I'm not snarky. And guess what? I have to take them quite a bit. Because I don't want to lose the few loved ones I have around me. Most people can't stand me, which, whatever, bye. But the ones in my little circle, you have to try and if you're mean to them, you better go get some fucking pills, okay? I did have someone tell me one day, there's no excuse for talking like that. And I'm thinking, have you ever been in severe pain? Do you know what it's like when you're in severe pain to have somebody come up to you and go, oh, can I help you? Can I do this? Get the fuck away from me before I stab you in your damn left eye. Majority of people are like that. We just don't want to be touched or doted over. Just leave me in my pain. Now, I will tell you, taking care of my stepfather, Cecil, that man was a saint. I think he was an angel. I don't know. He never complained. Never complained about pain. All these things that were done to him. The only time I saw him flinch is when they pulled a peg tube out of him. Out of his stomach. You look up a peg feeding tube. I felt that in my soul. I was the one there. Mom couldn't stomach it. I couldn't either, but I had to do it. You have to do things. I just don't get it. When there was feces up to his nipples, I wanted to cry. Just cry. I'd walk away for a minute and go out and just be like, oh my God. Oh, but you do it. You do things. And the thing that gets me too about, of course, I'm off topic again. This was only supposed to be about fibro and the hidden diseases and hidden sicknesses. But the thing that gets me is with these people not believing me about his condition. Why would I make it up? How does that benefit me to call you and tell you your father's sundowning, he's not making sense, he's mumbling, he's peeing himself, he's this and that, he hasn't dripped? Why would that benefit me? How would that benefit me? Just to make your life miserable more than it is? I don't know. I need to get off here because I'm off topic already because I'm getting bitter. Love y'all. Bye.